Hey, what's up guys? John here. The state of California is going to invest $255 million to go out there and buy 1,700 homes throughout the state.
The proposed bill working its way through Sacramento could make it easier for undocumented immigrants to purchase a home in California.
The social and economic benefits of homeownership should be accessible to everyone, regardless of immigration status.
So far this year, the program cost taxpayers about $255 million to help about 2,000 buyers.
1,700 homes. Now they say they're doing this to combat, inequality and helping first-time generation home buyers acquire their first property, putting $150,000 each on these 1,700 homes. And they're doing essentially a business deal with these new home buyers. But the more that you look into what's really happening in the state of California, the more you'll realize where we're actually going over the next year or two.
The America needs to be worried about is the Kamala Harris-Walz administration taking these crazy California ideas and nationalizing them and taking them to the rest of the country.
They have so many universal basic income pilot programs. They're even working on something called a mobility wallet. It's already in play, actually, in the state. And what they're doing here is they're saying, look, you don't need a car. We're going to give you this little debit card. And this debit card is going to allow you to move around and eat and do what you need to do, so long as you check certain boxes, right? And so when you look at what's happening with the UBI, you look at what's happening with this $255 million pool of cash. You look at this new deal that was just signed. I mean, I'm going to show you, look at the URL, right? It doesn't get any more legitimate than that, right? I'm going to show you how this whole situation is going to unravel, how this whole thing is going to unfold, and why I think we're walking into something huge in the state of California. I believe California, it's kind of one of those gateway states. It'll start there, and then it'll start to go into Portland. It'll go into New York City, to Philadelphia. It'll start popping up in all these other cities all throughout the country. And I think it's inevitable at this point. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. YouTube will share the content. Educate more people about what's really going on in the economy, how the economy is really going to work. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself what I believe is going to be the greatest wealth transfer in American history, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative or derogatory items in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for tomorrow and check out reviews on Trustpilot. Take a look at this. So this came out not even a week ago, right? 20th. So yeah, 7 days ago. Look at this. I typed in here, how many cities have universal basic income programs in 2021 to 2024? And they say here, the first drop-down menu is what cities have tried universal basic income. Notice it's basically every one in California. Stockton, San Francisco, Marin County, Sacramento, Compton, Oakland, San Diego, and more, right? Now, in 2022, they had this program. This program right here, April 26th, says the program will invest nearly $18 million to bring expanded transportation options to thousands of South LA residents. Then, on their website, bigleap.lacity.gov, same thing, they did an updated version. This is 2024. They said poverty touches the lives of more than 38 million people in America today. Close to 12% of the U.S. population. Poverty affects 2 out of every 10 residents in the city of LA. Most of them people of color. 31% are children. 1/3 are working adults in Los Angeles aren't able to support their families with full-time work alone. They're saying, look, we're going to give you $1,000 a month, 3,200 individuals, for a 12-month period. There's unconditional, regular, direct cash payments. This is one. It's called, Big Leap Program 2024. Then this mobility wallet, July 3rd, right? So it came out last month. Our mobility wallet pilot is expanding countywide, and applications are now open. In Los Angeles County, without access to transportation, people don't have access to the opportunity. Last year, Metro teamed up with LA Department of Transportation and launched a program that provides funds to low-income residents to help them get where they want to go and help close the gap. What is it? The Mobility Wallet, a prepaid debit card that recipients can use to pay for transit taxis, ride shares, intra-city bus and rail, shared scooters and bike shops, Today, the largest program of its kind in the nation, the pilot falls under the wider umbrella of Universal Basic Mobility, a program led by the city of Los Angeles to expand transportation options and provide minimum level mobility to all members of the society, regardless of age, ability, location, socioeconomic status, right? So you see this, and you're like, all right, well, let's look at the updated version, right? This updated version, it says Los Angeles Phase 2. So this is their Phase 2. And they say here that the mobility wallet is part of a $30 million universal basic mobility pilot program launched by the city of Los Angeles in 2021 to provide various mobility options to increase mobility access to opportunity and transportation equity. So transportation equity, right? I'm telling you, it's about these buzzwords, about the new way of the world, which is going to be diminished landlord rights. You're going to start to see a lot more tenant protections. You're going to start seeing, for example, Los Angeles is now, bringing forward something called a master lease program, where if you have a 10-unit apartment building, the city will say, hey, look, we're going to lease the entire 10 units from you. We will be the property manager. We'll be the one to handle it all, and we'll just write you a fat check every month, right? And landlords probably like, yes, that's a great thing, because collecting rent and dealing with tenant disputes and dealing with problems in the city can be expensive. So if I can just sign everything off to the city, that might alleviate some frustration and financial pain. But then you're dealing directly with the city, right? And the city, if you have any type of dispute, who are you going to sue? The city, right? How would that work? So when you have a situation where they're buying 1,700 homes, right? This is what they're doing. They're buying 1,700 homes. They're issuing $150,000 and $150K loan amounts, right? And it's a $255 million pool of cash. Think about it. They're buying single-family homes. They're moving into apartment buildings. They're issuing universal basic incomes. They're doing all of these different things. It's a complete overhaul. It's a complete overhaul of Los Angeles, of California, of America. I mean, look at this. California, for example, they have 181,000 homeless people. They've spent $24 billion on homelessness. You think about how insane that is, to spend $24 billion. And California looks worse today in many parts of many downtown areas than it's ever looked in history. Where'd that $24 billion go? It's a big question, right? Where's this $255 million going to go? Well, this $255 million program, it's called the Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan Program. Now, who are they sharing appreciation with? They're sharing it with the state, and then give you all these different scenarios of how you could share the upfront or the future appreciation of that property. Say, say it's a $500,000 house, and the original sales price or original appraisal, whichever is less, of 20% of the sales price, right? They give you shared appreciation loan options. They have all these different loan options of how the state of California could make money with this partnership, right? It's to me, it's really shocking that the state would use taxpayer revenue and get into the business of buying homes by the thousands. If a Wall Street landlord did that, everyone will be up in arms about how horrible it is for that Wall Street landlord to do this. But because the state of California is doing it, and they're saying we're doing this because we need to help other home buyers buy a home, and we need to help these first-time generation buyers, it's a good thing. Now, look, California, America, it was the land of the opportunity, right? A land of opportunity. It was where everyone wanted to come to get their strike of freedom. But when you look at where California is right now, with $737,000 as the median sold price, it's the second most expensive place in America. And when you come to California and you have a $3,000 or $4,000 mortgage payment, and you have food costs, and if you're not making $150,000, $200,000 a year, there's just no way you could be a homeowner in most pockets of California. I mean, most doctors are making $200,000, right? So if you're working any normal type of job, it's going to be extremely hard to own a home in the state. So regardless of a $150,000 down payment, or whether that happens or doesn't happen, with that type of money down, all California is doing is locking their teeth into single-family homes that other first-time buyers could try to buy. And so I think that we're going to see this program rapidly expand because look at what they're doing here, whitehouse.gov. It says that they have a game plan of 25% reduction of homelessness by next year. And the entire state of California signed on. It says through the All Inside initiative, the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness and its 19 federal members agencies will partner with the state and local governments to strengthen and accelerate local efforts to get unsheltered people into homes. Chicago, Dallas, LA, Phoenix Metro, Seattle, state of California. So I mean, it's right there. How are they going to allow evictions to grow if the goal is to reduce homelessness by 25%? They're not. Landlord-tenant rights are going to massively change in the coming years. I can promise you that. A lot more financial assistance is going to be coming, and a lot of pilot programs are going to turn permanent. I believe we're going to witness something massive inside of the state of California, and I think people need to really pay attention to this. It says lawmakers in California could soon make a Golden State the first in the country to make undocumented, eligible for $150,000 in state-supported home loans. $150,000 in state-supported home loans. I mean, look at this. For example, they had 18,000 applications right out of the gate. 18,000, and they're saying, look, we're gonna start with 255 mil. We'll start with that, right? We know that that's going to go into the billions, and they're just going to start. I mean, look at Project Roomkey, where they're buying up all these mom and pop hotels as temporary, homeless shelters. How did that really work out, right? You look at the amount of money that has been spent, and you look at the actual progress that we've seen in the state, it's a disaster. California is a disaster with a lot of these policies and a lot of the changes. I love California. I think it's the most beautiful state in America. No question. You can go surfing and snowboarding. You can do everything in the same day. It's absolutely amazing. But it is a disaster how it's been run. People don't feel safe. They can't walk outside, in downtown areas. Women and children can't walk around freely after dark in many areas. Crime is essentially unpunishable. Shoplifting, it's like a free-for-all. I mean, all this is a collection of horrible policies that have destroyed the beautiful fabric of California. And I think that we're going to move into a lot more of these policies, and I think we're going to see a lot of great businesses, a lot of great people leave the state because of where it's going. And a lot of the people that are going to be remaining are going to be people that simply don't have another alternative because they need the financial assistance, the universal basic incomes, and these government subsidized programs to remain. I mean, what do you think about this entire situation? Where do you see California going? Do you think universal basic income is going to become a statewide solution to the poverty that's growing in California? It's crazy. I moved to California in 2006. I never thought I would ever leave. Never. I left 3 years ago. Hopefully one day California, goes back to what it once was. And if that does happen, I'll be the first person back in California. But if these policies continue to grow and the incentives of investing in real estate continue to get pulled from landlords, and the incentives of starting and growing and scaling a business continue to get pulled from business owners, who would want to stay there, right? Certainly not myself, unfortunately. I'd love to be there. But crazy times. Let's talk about this below. And if you'd like to fix your credit, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative or derogatory items on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for tomorrow and check out reviews on Trustpilot. Catch you next video.